Hi guys, Tracy here with another Project Life spread. So this is where I left off for my March Project Life share, and so this is sort of, I think it's March and April. I kind of lost track of where, yeah, it would have been early April, I guess. So we'll start right here. This is a shot that I took on the first day of spring, which would have been, I guess, March 22nd, I think would have been the first day of spring. And I just ran it through, what did I do to this? I think I put it through Instagram first, and that made the green pop out of my neighbor's jacket. And so then I put it through InstaQuote, and in InstaQuote you can pick a highlighted color for your font, and so I picked a green that would coordinate with that, and wrote the saying on there. And I had posted it on Facebook, and I just kind of wanted to document that there was this huge storm the first day of spring, a snowstorm, and so I just wanted to capture that, so I printed it up for Project Life, put it on a piece of, I think this is a piece of pattern paper. Yes, it's one of those Pebbles cards, one of those cut apart Pebbles things, and so I put it on the back side of that and just used some of that really nice Dear Lizzy washi tape. This is one of my very favorite washi tapes that I own. I love it. It came in a Studio Calico kit. So that's all I did for that one. And this is printed at 4x4. And I just print all of my photos from iPhoto, and I print them to my Epson PictureMate charm. And I have a tutorial on my blog if you go to mercytiara.blogspot.com, and I think it was in January, it could have been December, that I did a tutorial. I'll find the link and I'll put it in the information bar. But I really can't give any advice besides I only know how to print Instagrams the way that I print them, and so that tells you how I print them. But if you have, if you don't have a Mac or have other different software or whatever, I won't be able to help you with that, but you can certainly Google or YouTube search it, and I'm sure there's lots of people who share their printing processes online as well. So here is, I really love this chalkboard card, and it came with this design on it already, and then it also said this makes me happy. And so I put this picture of my kids playing Harry Potter Lego game, and I used I think this is a Marcy penner. Oh, it's not, it's kind of, wait a minute. There you go. It says rad. It's just like a gray pin flare badge, and it says rad. And I just used my white gel pen. I use this one, the Uniball Signo pen, to write the name of the game. And yep, so that's that. And this is printed at, well, less than that. I don't know what it's printed at. Let me find my ruler. It's printed at 3x3, or 2.8 by 2.8 it would be, because I never print 3x3. So there's that. Oops. And now for the middle, I used a lot of the Studio Calico cards that came in the April kit. So this one says always be you, and I didn't do anything to it at all. I just put my 2.8 by 2.8 Instagram on there, and this one was an Instagram that I also ran through the PicFX app, and that's how I got the bokeh on it. And I just love, look at her face. She loves the trampoline. This is Easter weekend. And I just rounded the corners down here just so it followed the lines of the card. So that's all I did to that one. It was really easy. And then this was another Studio Calico card from the April kit. It just has like a very faint pattern of cameras on it. And so I layered some Martha Stewart labels here. Actually, I think this is one of the labels that came in the kit. It's by Twine and Ink. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, it is one of those. And it came in the Studio Calico kit. So I layered it with a couple of Martha Stewart labels and did some journaling and used my roller date stamp. And then this is a stamp from this set. I think this set came in the Project Life kit for Studio Calico this month. And so it says heart this, and I just punched it out with a circle punch. And then I just went around it with a black pen to make the stitch marks, and I inked it in, this is one of my favorite Hero Arts. It's called Tide Pool. It's one of my favorite Hero Arts inks. So that's all I did for that. Oh yes, and then I also stamped Let the Adventure Begin, which also came from that same set. It's right here. It's by Marcy Penner. These are the nicest stamps that we've received in a Studio Calico kit for a really long time. I'm really happy with them. Love them. Then this card here is one of my favorite. I have heard that it has a typo. We received a, oh, there it is. I see it now. We received an email that says that this card had a typo, and so they gave us a free printable one, which, to be honest, I'm never gonna use it. Like I kind of send my free printables out in batches, and I've already used this card, so I'm just gonna leave it, but it says Beautiful Place instead of Beautiful Place. Anyways, I do like the card. It's really cool. I like that, like I love the design. It's actually one of my favorite cards ever that we've ever received from Studio Calico. So I just filled it in with a roller date stamp and wrote it in, and then I put a 2x2 Instagram print, and this is a 2x2 as well, and this is a 2x2. I think I might have cut this one down a little bit though. And then I just used my marker and wrote Made with Chocolate Melts and Love, and a little tiny heart punch, which comes from this. So whenever I'm doing Project Life, one of the first things I do is I set out all of my cards from my Studio Calico kit, because I like to use them up. I don't want to save them at all. And one of the first things that I do is I take this punch and this punch, because I use a lot of hearts, and I take each of these and I punch. I'll show you because I still have some of them. So I keep my Project Life little doodads that come with my kit on this wooden tray, and then I keep my hearts. So I take a piece of red paper, and then I usually take another piece of paper just from the kit. In this case it's an orange one, and I just punch some hearts and keep them here, and then I'll use them all through the month because hearts are pretty well, I use them a lot, and they're a pretty, you know, versatile shape. And so these came in the kit, these came in the kit, and these came in the kit, and then I just added some punched hearts there that I'll use all through the month. So that's just a little peek of how I do it. So yeah, I really love that card. I can't say enough about how much I like it. Maybe I will use that free printable, because I do really enjoy that one. So on this one, I did a little backwards. I put the picture in the speech bubble and the text outside of it, just because I just wanted to. I just like the way it looked. I rounded the corners because if I didn't, it would have looked funny just with the harsh edges of the photo would have overlapped with the lines of the speech bubble. And then I just did some journaling below in a bright pink pen because it's Easter, so I wanted to kind of not use black writing on it. And then this is, yeah, do I need to say anything else about that? And that's a Studio Calico card as well. So these are all Studio Calico cards with Instagrams on them. Most of them are 2x2s, and this one is 2.8 by 2.8. This is another 2.2 Instagram that I did of my favorite. I eat this sandwich once a year. It's a toasted English muffin with butter and peanut butter and Nutella and Peeps in the middle. So it's like not very good for you. But I look forward to getting Peeps every year because I love this sandwich, so I eat one every year. So I just took the Peeps package. These are actually purple Peeps. They came in a purple package, but I threw away the purple package because I like the classic yellow one. So I just cut out the Peeps and did my journaling above and below it. This is the card from Studio Calico. It came that way, and this is a little bunny clip from Studio Calico. I matted the photo on a piece of paper from my scrap drawer and just put little dots on it and stuff, and then I used my roller date stamp to put You Are My Fave, because it's probably my favorite sandwich in the world, but can't indulge in them too often. These are, although this is a 4x6 slot, I just put two 3x4 cards in it, and I just taped them to the back of the card that was already there. So this is the cork card that came in the Studio Calico kit. I'm not in love with cork, to be honest with you, but there's a lot of cork in this kit, so I used it anyways. I put a white gel pen just because it was looking awfully dark, so I put some stitching along the edges, and then I used this badge that says live, and it's a picture of my daughter. She came home from school on the Friday before, or I guess it would have been the Thursday before Easter, and they had made these hats in school, and the teacher put face paint on them to look like little bunnies. It must have been really cute to see like a whole grade primary classroom full of these little bunnies. This is another Studio Calico card, and so I just documented the trick that the girls and I played on Scott. I was surprised he fell for it, to be honest with you, because the kids were definitely acting like something was up. This is my roller date stamp, and I just used my plain office one that I got at Staples years ago. I actually had it before I was a scrapbooker, and it's ending soon. Like, it only goes up to, oh no, maybe, yeah, I got it in 2008. It starts at 2008. Anyways, what I did here was, because I didn't want my photo to cover up part of this seriously, I just used my X-Acto knife, and I cut out the little seriously so that I could slip the photo down underneath of it. So that's that. And then on this one, this was one of those cards with that came in the Studio Calico kit, and it had a tiny little journaling spot up here, and I thought it was a really cool card, so I didn't want to cover up too much of it. So I printed this out at, I think, 2x3. Sometimes I print them at 2.5 by 3.5. Yeah, it's 2.5 by 3.5, and it's not the greatest photo, but this is what I love about Project Life. Even though it's kind of too dark and orangey and it didn't turn out all that great, I love being able to capture these moments even though the photo isn't all that awesome. It was like in the morning, my two daughters were there, and my daughter had put this bunny beside her on an upside down bowl as a booster seat, and she actually had parsley in front of the bunny, and they each had like a bowl of cereal or yogurt or something in front of them, and I thought it was so cute that I had to kind of go behind them and sneak a photo. So I just wanted to kind of capture that, and I put the other bunny clip because the package came with 5 bunny clips, and what am I going to use bunny clips for? So since there's a bunny in this, I decided to put that there. And then this is an Instagram, oh, it's actually not an Instagram, it is a photo that I took on my iPhone, and then I ran it through PicFX, which is my other kind of go-to photo app. Whenever I have a photo that I don't want to put in square format, I usually put it through PicFX, and it has a lot of similar filters to Instagram. Sometimes I'll put it through both if I do want it to be square and if I want to share it to my Instagram feed. But for this one, I wanted it to stay long so you could see the room around her, because that's what it was. This is the first morning of them playing in their new room, which used to be my scrapbooking room. So I just put a little, I think this is an Evalicious tag. I used my roller date stamp, and I don't clean my roller date stamp, and so that's why it gets these weird looks to them. So when I inked it up with the teal ink, that's probably Tide Pool from Hero Arts, there was still black on it, so it came out like that. But I think that looks kind of cool, actually. I don't mind that look. And then I used a piece of washi tape. This came in one of our kits from a couple months ago, some Studio Calico wood veneers, and one of the little satin finished sequins that came in the Project Life kit for this month. So now, these are all Studio Calico cards as well from the April kit. This one had the little heart, and I just added a wood veneer star. The wood veneer stars also came in our kit on a little sheet. I can show you the sheet. There it is. It's also from Twine and Ink. Twine and Ink is the Studio Calico brand of like stickers and labels and stuff. So I put one of those stars there, one of the stars there, and a couple more of those hearts that I punched at the beginning of my kind of Project Life month. A little bit of journaling about my running, and then this is a picture of my sneakers. Might actually be an old picture of my sneakers. I can't even remember where that's from. It's printed in 2x2. I love printing 2x2s for these cards because it allows room for journaling and the designs of the cards to show. This one is also printed at 2x2, and it's the Currents card that came in the kit. So I just clicked off Loving, and then I did some journaling here with another one of those little hearts. That's my Dulce de Leche Scentsy wax, which I love. It smells so good. This card was probably one of my other favorite cards in the kit, and it's just all these triangles, and it says April in one of them, and I love it so much that I didn't want to take away from it, so I just put it in as it was. This was another, I loved a lot of the cards in this kit. This was another one of my favorites. So it says Live a Colorful Life, and this picture of the bento boxes that we got for our kids for their lunches was so colorful that I thought it was appropriate to put in on that card. So I printed it up at 2x2 and just did some journaling below it. So my project life this month, you'll notice, is like really, really plain. There's not a whole lot of embellishing. There's just kind of a bit of washi, a couple stickers, but a lot of the cards, like this one, and even, you know, even the ones that have lots of embellishments are not all that much. Like this is just a stamp and some journaling and a little punch, right? Because the cards are really nicely designed, and you know, there's no point in just cluttering it up just for the sake of using your supplies. So in this card right here, in this pocket, I have two, this is what I sometimes do, is I have two 4x6s here, and I just have them glued down to a piece of overhead transparency, and that just keeps them from floating around in the pocket. So this is another one of my favorite cards in the Studio Calico kit this month, which is these arrows, and this design is by Tim and Beck, and I loved Tim and Beck designs, so no surprise there that I love this card. I took this You Are Awesome sticker from the Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm collection, and I put it on there, and then I used my gold thread to stitch above and below it. I put this arrow clip on there, and then I just put a wood veneer star. And so it's basically just pointing to this card over here. And then I used my my letter stickers that came in a previous Studio Calico kit to spell out Unicorn Theater, and I had run out of teas. And so then I just did some outlining and rated it as 5 stars. I colored in the 5 stars. And then I'll just show you what I did with that. If I can find it. So these are the letter stickers, and my big beef with these letter stickers is that although there are plenty of the letters that we often look to say, oh, well, how many E's are there, how many A's, and that sort of thing, there's plenty of E's and A's, but I mean, there's only 2 T's and 2 N's, and I find I run out of stickers a lot. So what I did was, I showed this in another video, but I'll show it again just in case you didn't see that one. I just cut around the T and then peeled it off the sticker backing. On the other one, I just cut it out, so I threw it away because I didn't have it, but I might use this again. And then I just kind of put it right there and colored it in. So I used it kind of as a stencil. I just put it right there and colored it in. And then I took it off and you had that. So, and if I had more selections of markers, I might have matched it a little bit better, but I didn't really care. So that's that one. And then this is just a plain card that came in the kit, and I didn't feel the need to dress it up at all because it's kind of cool just as it is. So that is that. Now the next spread, which is basically, it just documents, it's a whole spread that documents the renovations in my scrap room. This one is a lot more matchy-matchy than my spreads usually are. So when you look through my project life, usually they're kind of like this, just a mishmash of designs and colors and and pictures and stuff, and I don't really think too much about coordinating. Like sometimes I'll have colors that clash. I try to keep colors that clash at least kind of far away from each other, but that's about as much coordination as I do, like just kind of glancing through it. It's all pretty random. So, and I like it that way. But for this one, I wanted to do something a little bit different. So what I did was I pulled out my Amy Tangerine Yes Please 6x6 paper pad, which I'm sure y'all have seen it, but it happens to be stored right here beside my camera. So this is what it looks like. There's lots of pretty papers in here. So I took out that collection and I cut a bunch of 4x6. And so I started with just putting down filling in the 4x6 slots, and then I picked out a couple of cards I wanted to use. Like this card is from the Studio Calico kit this month, I think, and this was one that I didn't get to use from last month. And then this is a Becky Higgins card. And then I just kind of laid out the photos in the order that they go in, and then I just kind of scrapbooked it. So this one is a lot more coordinated than my layouts usually are. I spread gold stitching throughout. It's not on every single card, but there's, you know, some all through. And the other thing that I did was I spread these cork arrows all through. Sorry about the glare, you'll see, I'll show you up close in a second. So this is my title card. I don't do many title cards in Project Life anymore because I don't do it week by week or even really month by month, but because all of this whole page was going to be one topic, I wanted to do a title card, so I used these. They are American Crafts thickers in the ombre effect, and the font is the Goodness font, which is one of my favorite fonts. So I just put Scrap Room Reno and I used gold thread to sew them down. This is a sticker from the Amy Tangerine Yes Please collection. And then this is one of her puffy stickers, also from the collection. And then these are two of those satin finished. A YouTuber told me the name of that finish. I was trying to explain it in my video and I didn't do a good job, but yes, it's satin. That's the perfect describer of these sequins. So I put two sequins there, and that's it. And this was just the design that was already on that paper. So that's my title, and then this is the first cell. So this is when the room is just being kind of, it's been crack filled and sanded, and it's just starting to be primed right over on that side. So this is a panoramic shot. And so what I did when I printed these was I printed them, I had to kind of experiment in my print settings because there's a preview there. So I just set the width to 6, and then I just kept playing around with it. Like I'd try 6x1, 6x2, 6.22 until I found it, until I found the one that would like print the whole photo on a 4x6. This is from the Amy Tangerine roller stamp that came in this month's kit or the kit before. It's just a phrase. Let me see if I can find it. It's just a phrase stamp, and the thing that I didn't realize about these stamps is that, like with these ones, you can see what all the phrases are because they're all here on this plastic part that hides the wheel for the phrases. See what I mean? But this one doesn't come with that, so you have to read them all backwards. So what I did was, I'll show you. I keep my roller date stamps in one of these, and so what I did, whoo, that didn't work. What I did was I just stamped them all out on a card. This is just a leftover Project Life card, and I just clipped them onto here so that I could see. And because that just sits right here, I can see what the phrases are, and then I can look for them on the roller date stamp. Because yeah, I was having a hard time using that one because I never knew what phrases I was looking for. So anyways, that What a Day comes from that Amy Tangerine phrase stamp. This is a My Mind's Eye label sticker that is cut in half. And then this is, I believe it's a Elle Studio tag. It could be Avalicious too, I don't know. So I just did some stitching around it after I did the journaling. Roller date stamp and one of those cork arrows, and I just ran washi tape above and below. This one is a piece of Amy Tangerine paper, the strip from the top of an Amy Tangerine paper, and a photo and a flare badge from a Studio Calico kit. This is a Becky Higgins card with two different Kelly Perky stamps from the same set. It's from this set, and I don't know the name of this set. I bought it at a crop, and it didn't come in any packaging. So it's this one. And this is a Studio Calico card from last month that I didn't get a chance to use, but I loved, so I wanted to make sure I used it this month. Again, my roller date stamp is kind of mottled colors because I don't clean it, but that's okay. As I said, I kind of like that look. I did put stitching above and below this one because it was kind of plain, and then the same with this one. I put stitching above and below. These two pictures kind of go together. I use my stamp set. This is it right here. It came in a Studio Calico kit when I first joined, and I don't think you can buy it. It's like the Stepping Stone alphabet, but much, much smaller. So it's one of my favorite stamp sets for Project Life. This is a label that Ileana sent me a whole bunch of, and this is an L Studio label, and I just outlined both of them and added one of those cork arrows from the Studio Calico kit. This is another piece of Amy Tangerine paper with two of the strips from the tops of paper. Did some journaling, outlined around the picture, and when I do these wobbly outlines, I just hold the pen up a little higher on the pen so that it's messy. I just do it really, really fast. This is a piece of Amy Tangerine paper. This is a scrap of Amy Tangerine paper. This is one of the clips that came in the kit. I don't know who makes them, but they're really cute. See them all? It's like a wood veneer paper clip. And this is from the Smash roller date stamp. These are October Afternoon Mini Market stickers with gold thread stitching on them, and then another one of those cork arrows. Did some outlining on this one just for definition around the outside and around the scrap piece of paper. So that's that side of that spread. Now in this one there's a lot of panoramic ones, so I kind of put them so that they were lined up, and then I kind of treated them the same way so that they're centered instead of trying to stagger them and make them look interesting. They're kind of busy photos, so I wanted to kind of take it easy on your eyes. This is a piece of Amy Tangerine paper. I outlined above and below the photo, added some My Mind's Eye label stickers from a couple of different collections. I outlined them, did my journaling, added another My Mind's Eye sticker, did a bit more journaling, added one of those arrows that points to kind of like we went from this to that because we were waiting for the melamine. This is Glitz Designs washi tape. It looks like either bokeh or confetti, depending on, I guess, what you think of it. And I did some journaling just on the Amy Tangerine paper above and below. So the center is Amy Tangerine paper, Studio Calico card, L Studio card, and just a 3x4 photo that I printed. So on this one, the background paper was so busy that I didn't want to use any kind of washi tape or anything, so I just stapled the picture on in two places, and then I put win, because this was a win for me. It was Scott's idea to change the scrap room so that I was in the bigger room, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not going to turn down a bigger room. So it really was a win for me. And that's one of the flare badges that came in either this month's kit or last month's kit. This is some October Afternoon washi tape that gives you a place to put the date, so I used my roller date stamp there. This is an L Studio journaling tag that I just kind of pushed up below the photo. I just kind of layered it, and then because the stitching kind of disappears, I did my own stitching and made it go over the photo. This is another L Studio 3x4 journaling tag or journaling card, and it kind of sticks out of the pocket a little bit more, so you have to put that on this side. Like, you can't put it on the left side because the pockets for these are behind, so you wouldn't see the the tag wouldn't stick up properly. I guess you could, but it wouldn't, it might be covered by the photo above it. I guess you could even cut it down so it would sit further in the pocket, but I really like them sticking up. I think it adds some interest to the overall layout. So I just stapled a little, what's that called? Sequin. I always forget that word. It's a sequin. And did some journaling on that. So the story kind of starts here and then it finishes over here. And then this is just a photo of me using the scrap room for the first time. Yeah, so this is the bottom, and it just is two different angles, I guess, of my completed scrap room when it's all completely set up. So I put them on Amy Tangerine papers, and then I use the same washi tape above and below for each of them. And then I use that same font that I used over here, the American Crafts Goodness font in the ombre pink color. I did stitch over them, and I also stitched over the washi tape. Then I added a one of those cork arrows, and that's it. So thanks so much for watching my project life, and if you've got any questions or anything, just leave me a comment.